don't help.
What? Well, come here, I'll do it.
Try it around the middle.
Did you wrap it around your back? Yeah. No, you have to go through this thing. This thing here? Both of them? Water.
I suppose you really tighten a knot if it's a real thing. They don't make them for fat women. You hear that, Joe? You can't go.
No, I can't show her the tape.
I'm just teasing, Joe.
Are you seriously going to wear that?
Why not? It's cold out there. Oh, well, I won't wear that. It's a real thing.
When's it supposed to rain?
Huh?
What time is it?
It's, I got about 10 after 10, but I took it off of your watch.
Well, my watch wasn't right.
Then I'll ask up in the store. Maybe they think of, okay.
Well, have fun. Oh, golly, yes, and we have the windy side.
I think we have to go up one more.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. I recognize it. You're almost right. Just swing it right up through here and put one string through there.
Oh, I have to go through
No.
Hey, I worked hard on
that.
She showed me how.
Maybe too hard.
Uh-oh.
You only need to put one string through there.
Oh, well, see, Patty?
Because otherwise it knots up.
What? We go on the other side? We go to 10. What station is it?
10? No, it's on this side.
That's what I thought.
10 is on this
10
side.
is on this side.
The other side. You're not on the same side, we are.
See, we have to do this again because
Nope.
well, we're going to Vancouver, we're going down to Glacier Bay.
No, you won't have to do this again.
Even if we change cabins?
Yeah.
Are they supposed to say it's all right? What that is a pleasure, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I got more sons than I do daughters. Just to save them also.
And you don't knot it either.
How do you do that?
No.
You might have to take your glasses off.
Bow.
Oh, that's
It doesn't say anything about knot. If there was a knot there and there was too much pressure on your chest, we would not be able to let it out. If you were having some kind of problem, the knot would be...
It's not the best thing for a
I didn't like this scarf either for the hairdo. I'm not going to have any wave left.
Can we go
Turn it
outside?
around, dear.
Pardon?
Can't we go outside?
Sure.
Inside out. Yes, you sure do.
When we hear the,
No, inside out. Take it off.
now we can go.
Even numbers over on this side, odd numbers on the phone.
Your attention, please.
Hold the door for me.
This concerns all passengers aboarded in San Diego. Boat drill is being held now. Boat drill is compulsory. for your own safety and in the interest of all of you. The signal you just heard means abandon ship. However, this is only a lifeboat drill. Go to your cabin, put on warm clothing and your life jacket, then proceed to your lifeboat station.
You should be talking too,
Follow
you know.
the red and green arrows.
I'm trying to listen to you.
All lifeboat stations are located on the open promenade deck.
How he knew.
Once again, the signal you just heard means abandon ship. However, this is just a lifeboat drill. Go to your cabin, put on warm clothing and your life jacket, then proceed to your lifeboat station. You are requested to be quiet during boat drill. Line up against the bulkhead, women and children in front. Please answer clearly and raise your hand when your name and cabin number are called. Please do not smoke. And once again, please be quiet during boat drill.
Nope, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm the spare one. Has to do this boat today. I don't have that many today, so good morning.
Good morning.
Looking for Keller, Kevin 10, still here. Mock, Kevin 12. Muller, 12. Wrights, Kevin 4. Smith,
Here.
358. That's all. Morning.
Is there an all clear signal?
They check them all and then they have a little speech.
I wouldn't miss it.
My, the ship was so clean.
So how's the movie maker?
Yeah, international photographer, he's ASC,
Is that right?
director of photography. So that's why it's interesting.
I'm just an amateur.
Oh, well, you look like a professional.
This really livens up parties.
Yes. Oh, really? By the way, I was talking to a gentleman out there, and he said they saw there was whales out there today.
I think we have a full lifeboat drill after San Francisco also.
Oh, a full one.
We don't have to come if we do, right? We were initiated.
You didn't hear me say that, did you?
To the group.
Chopping time. Morning, Colin.
Because if we change to, was it 353, they might not let us on boat number 6.
Well, no, Mom. Your cabin number's on your thing.
Yeah, but if you change cabins, you go also to a different lifeboat
Right.
station.
Still think you should demonstrate how the thing's lower, how the damage works.
They'll do that after San Francisco.
So the men are still lasting?
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time you should be at your proper lifeboat station. Once again, we ask that you be quiet and do not smoke. In case you cannot reach your cabin, there are extra life jackets stored on the outside decks in boxes marked spare life jackets. In case of an emergency, all lifeboats will be lowered to embarkation deck, where you are now standing. The lifeboats are made of polyester. The gravity-type davits are specially designed to lower the lifeboat safely under all conditions on both sides of the ship, even if the ship should have a list of 15 degrees. All lifeboats are driven by diesel engines. Lifeboats are equipped with food and drinking water, medical supplies, alarm and signaling equipment. There is sufficient life-saving equipment to accommodate all passengers and crew members. The lifeboats will remain afloat, even if overloaded or filled with water. Very important to keep in mind in case of danger on board a ship is, do not panic. Follow instructions given by the ship's officers, and listen to the announcements on the public address system. When you hear one long blast on the ship's whistle, it means that the lifeboat drill is over. Return to your cabin and place your life jacket in its proper place. On your way back to your cabin, be sure to keep your life jacket on to avoid tripping over the straps. We hope you will understand this boat drill is for your own safety and well-being. We invite you to share this responsibility with us by giving us your full support and cooperation. Thank you for your attention.
Yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the bridge. In the next 20 minutes I will try to tell you a few things about what we do up here. Please hold your questions until I'm finished with my story, and after that you'll have time enough to ask anything you might want to know. What we do up here is we try to sail the ship, first of all, in the most safe and most economic way. To do that, of course, we need propulsion. Propulsion is provided by two 7-cylinder slow-running diesel engines of about 11,000 horsepower each. They drive two propellers, and what we do to speed up or slow down, we do not vary the amount of revolutions per minute of the engines, but we vary the pitch of the propellers. So we turn the blades, and the engines are running at a constant speed of 135 revolutions per minute. To maneuver in close confinements, we have the so-called bow thruster and stern thruster. Those are two tunnels going sideways through the ship, also with a variable pitch propeller in there, and that enables us to turn the ship around 180 degrees if we want to. It's also very handy when you're docking alongside the dock. Then over here you can see the present speed of the ship at this moment. It's 15.5 knots. That is exactly the speed that we still have to do to get in time to San Francisco tomorrow morning. We will pick up the pilot at about 5:30 a.m. Under that speed indicator you see a VHF radio, at the moment monitoring channel 16, which is the international calling and emergency frequency. If another ship wants to call us, or if we want to call another ship, then we will call on 16, and then switch over to a working frequency. Also, the well-known Mayday signals will come on this radio. So if there is another ship in distress sending out a Mayday signal, we will hear it on this one. Then, this is our main radar with a complete anti-collision computer on it. What we do is, as soon as we see a target on the radar, which will show up as a little blip, we will lock that target into the computer, and then within the minute, the computer will tell us exactly what that other ship is doing. First of all, it will tell his course and his speed. Then his bearing and his range, so in which direction, how far he is away. And also his closest approach and time of closest approach. Now this is the most important to us, the closest approach, because when this is 0, that means that there is a collision, or there's a danger of collision. Okay, and as soon as we, let's say there is a danger of collision, then we will act according to the rules of the road. We will probably change course then. Now, to change course, you need, of course, a steering wheel. Now, steering we can do for 8 different ways here on the bridge. We have 4 different automatic pilots and 4 different ways to steer the ship manually. The automatic pilot is situated over here. At the moment we're steering a course of 328 degrees, which is almost northwest. And that course is locked into the automatic pilot. Over there, the ceiling indicator, the round one, you can see the movements of the rudder at this moment. As soon as the ship goes off course a little bit, it will automatically correct. Then, if we have to make major course changes, we'll switch over to manual and we'll steer with this wheel. If the wheel system breaks down, we can still steer with these buttons. Let's say we have a complete power failure on the bridge, then we'll send somebody downstairs to the steering engine room and we can steer from there. And then we'll give the orders via this sound-powered telephone. Then a rather new device on ships is that enables us to drop the anchors right from here. Going in and out of port, we are, it is compulsory for every ship to have their anchors ready to be dropped at any time. Now, to save us the time to send somebody forward and drop them from there, we can just push these buttons over here and just they go.
How many anchors are there?
2 And we can see here how much chain is out. Here you see the present wind speed, the relative wind speed, and the relative wind direction. There you see a television screen which we use for security reasons in port. Now we have cameras all over the ship, and we can monitor these cameras with this TV. Okay, if you follow me over this way then. This is our auxiliary chart table. Here you see the controls of our stabilizers. Now stabilizers are two fins sticking 13 feet out of the ship, and they work about on the same principle as an airplane wing. The water will come under the fin and will move one fin up. On the other side it will be like this. Water comes on the fin and it will move down. And those fins are constantly going up and down, controlled by gyros, and that will keep the ship straight. Now, you don't see any lights burning over here. Indeed, the stabilizers are not out at this moment, mainly because we are not rolling. And this will only diminish the rolling of the ship, not the pitching. Then here you see the controls of our outside deck lights. This is our maneuvering lights, and here our navigation lights. Navigation lights, there's a red light on the port side, green on the starboard, two range lights and a stern light. And that enables other ships to see which direction we are traveling during the night. Then here, the remote control of our satellite communication system. When we want to call Hong Kong, for example, you just give me the number and I'll have Hong Kong on the line within half a minute. Just by dialing the number. That's it, via satellite. This is a weather chart receiver. We receive almost throughout the day, weather charts that look like this. We even get satellite pictures. And this will enable us to make weather forecasts for ourselves. So we can see well where the storms are and where the good weather is.
But what's the future weather?
Good.
What are we going to
Good.
go
If you look at the satellite picture over here, there is a band of clouds here, which we are still in at the moment, and that is moving towards the east. Well, you have a whole clear area over here. It will be a little bit windy still, but it will get clear.
So we're due for some sunshine?
Supposedly, yes. but you know how reliable weather forecasts are, right?
True.
Okay, this is our main chart table. This ship at the moment has 1,700 people on board, so we would like to know where we are. Now we can determine that with several different instruments. First you'll see here a depth sounder, which is not switched on at the moment. The depth of the water over here is about 350 to 400 fathoms. It's about 2,000 to 2,400 feet, which is deep enough for us. So we really don't need that thing at this time. Going in and out of a port, we'll have it switched on. Then you'll see here the contours of the bottom and the depth of the water. This is the shape of the bottom of the ocean. Here you see the position of 330, just off Point Arguello. Here's Point Conception. This is a radio direction finder. If we want to take bearings of radio stations on the shore, like there's one situated over here and one over here, just take two bearings, and where these two bearing lines cross, that's where we are. It is compulsory for every ship to have, you see an oil rig over there. It is compulsory for every ship to have a radio direction finder on board, because we can also take a bearing of a ship in distress when it's sending out distress signals, so we know exactly which direction that ship is. Then here you see our low-end sea navigator and our satellite navigator, which gives us very accurate positions. Satellite navigator is within 100 feet accurate. And if you already think about this ship being over 700 feet long, well, it's accurate enough for us.
question for when we first saw that. How much does the anchor weigh?
The anchor weighs about 5 tons.
5 tons?
Yeah, it's 5,000 kilograms, and that is about 10,000 pounds. So that's quite heavy. Okay, if you follow me over here then. Okay, here you see, I told you about sailing the ship in the most safe way also. This, what you see here, is our safety console. First, you see our main fire detection system. We have over 2,000 fire detectors throughout the ship. Probably seen one in your cabin, a little round heat detector. And then we also have smoke detectors. There's one situated on the ceiling over here. Smoke detectors, we have radiation detectors, we have flash detectors. Well, any detector you can think of, we've got it. The ship is divided in certain sections, and when a detector in a certain section detects a fire, then one of these red lights will start burning, telling us exactly where that fire is. Now you see this thing is flashing this light. Well, we are doing some welding in this area, and that's why we have switched off that section so that it will not give a constant alarm. But there are people there, so when there is a fire, they will tell us. In case there is a fire on the ship, then we will just seal the fire or close off, or try to contain the fire. Now we have fireproof bulkheads. 5 sections throughout the ship with fireproof bulkheads. Now, through these bulkheads are passageways, and we can close off those passageways with fire doors. You've probably seen them in the corridors, big sliding doors and sliding doors. Well, we can close these doors right from here by just pulling these switches. And that's how we contain the fire within one vertical section. And then we will just send out 2 fire squads to fight the fire. And, both. And manual too, yes.
Can anybody open those doors, or do you have
Yes,
to?
you can open it, yeah.
So
There are instructions on the door itself on how to open it.
So in case anybody's stuck behind them?
Yeah. But there is always, the only thing that you have to do is just follow the signs to the boats. And there's within one section there's always a way up. Then here you see our watertight doors. In case the hull gets punctured by means of let's say you run aground or you have a collision and there's water coming into the ship, now we will immediately close all the watertight doors. Now this ship is a so-called 2-compartment ship. We have vertical watertight sections, and even when 2 of those compartments are flooded, the ship will still remain afloat. So the hull gets punctured, and we'll just try to avoid more than 2 sections being flooded. So we'll try to avoid that. Because when 3 sections are flooded, well, we'll sink. But it's almost impossible because you just close those doors. And those doors can be closed from here. We can close them locally, we can close them from A and B deck, we can close them well, electrically and hydraulically and manual. There's so many different ways to close those doors.
If a person should open it to get through, you said you could open them manually.
Okay.
They close automatically?
They close automatically again, yes. Okay, then here you see a general alarm panel. Any system that is of any importance to us here on the bridge has an alarm on it when it malfunctions. And I will show you the alarms of a malfunction in the fire detection system. We will have those. There you go. Now what I just did is I tested I tested all these lights. Now, so the fire detection system was not able to detect a fire for a couple of seconds. Now, the system notices that and says, hey, there's something wrong, and gives a fire detection disturbance. And the only thing I have to do is reset it.
Don't come back, you're okay.
And now it's working okay. Then below there you see the public address system, from which we make announcements throughout the ship. And then here you see the ventilation switches. Same thing, per section we can switch off the ventilation in the ship. Especially important during a fire. Okay, any questions?
They use the exhaust system to heat the water while you got special oil-fired boilers.
Say again?
Do you use your exhaust system to heat the water?
Yeah.
You do have exhaust system. So the boiler room functions, you pipe your exhaust in there and that's what...
Yeah.
You don't have separately fired boilers. Maybe once
Well,
a boiler.
we do have 2 boilers that work on oil, but we also use the exhaust.
Operator calling to the vessel, Mr. Clean 2, Mr. Clean 2,
Okay.
Romeo
You see this?
8617.
This light is flashing. Now, in this area, they are doing some welding. So there are people in there, and we don't want constant alarms. So that's why we switch up this area. Sitting out of service area. And so we just switch it off, and so that it doesn't give an alarm. But there are people there, so if there is a fire, they will be able to tell us.
Do you stabilize and lose a little efficiency with your speed? You know,
They cut us down about half a mile now. But that will not be a reason for us to not to put it on.
It's very steady in this type of sea.
Oh yeah, the thing is we have a headwind now, and just...
It helps with the roll more than a pitch.
Well, it cuts down the rolling alone, only the rolling. Yeah. Pitching, they still didn't invent anything. They tried it in 1956 with the ship, and it almost sank the ship. So the forces on the ship when it's pitching are just too
One
much.
question I want to ask you about we're on automatic now with the rudder.
Yeah. Well, we could.
I noticed you going from
Excuse me.
Well, it's
1 degrees, 10 degrees.
No. That's what you see. That's a rudder, or that's a rate of turn indicator. That's when you see how much. No, that doesn't have anything to do with pitch. It just shows us the rate
Like
of
the
turn.
yaw?
Right. Yeah. How fast that's
Yeah.
going.
But there is no helmsman who is handling it right now.
No,
You set your
no.
course, but he can take off anytime.
Yeah. We have an officer on duty, the navigator at the moment, and we have 1 quarterback. Will function as a...
Could you take a picture?
As soon as they're done, grab hold of the wheel and take pictures, steer the ship.
Oh.
Nice and touching. What's that? Hair tree.
You make a left turn, stick your arm out, signal.
Stop.
Okay, it's not, Steve. It's not, I got you. Oh. Okay.
You want me?
Hey, you stop.
Well, I wanted to take a picture.
Multiplied by every once in a while we take risks and then
Sure is a lonely place to see. Lonely out, looks lonely out there, don't it?
Okay, this one over there. This happens. That's what I see it in. So there's actually 3 oil rigs. One's showing 2.
See the windshield wipers? I was talking to my daughter about the windshield wipers on the windows. Right here. I think you can go to a vessel this big, it's elementary.
With the circle, and the other circles, what do they mean?
other ships.
Oh, those are ships, not
These are other ships.
Were they all on the same course like that?
Yeah, moving down. There's over here you have the entrance of the traffic separation zone going into Los Angeles Harbor. That's where all the
that's a
ships are
pattern
moving.
over the channel, yeah. That's what's right in the center of the moving
Yeah.
The center very dot.
Right. We are right in the middle there. And just all those ships are moving down into the Santa Barbara Channel.
You think that's maybe a tug with a barges, or all on a roll like that, so even?
Possible.
Far apart.
Sure. Now, this is also a radar. This one is not switched on. But, you know, during the day, when this is the same as you have to still have television during the day, it's very hard to look at it. That's why we put a cover on it. It makes it dark a little bit. Look, that's a better view. Oh yeah, back up to our back. You'll go ahead and the steering, 8 different ways.
How far, can you measure the distance of the horizon, say today, and
At
where
the moment,
is that?
it's about 15 miles, 1.5.
And those ships are farther away then?
But
Obviously,
those,
you can't see them.
you can see a few of them.
Why would you need a camera over there?
Now, did you ever switch on your television in your room on channel 12?
Oh, you mean you show where we are coming in for?
Yeah,
I haven't had time to turn it down.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have another group waiting upstairs, so...
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
One more question. How many officers do we have?
We have one officer constantly, 24 hours a day, and 2 quartermasters. Thank you. Anyway.
For change of course, rolling of the ship, everything, so that we interact with the satellite. And then it's simple, you just push the button. Yeah, it looks like a microwave. You're not the first person to say that. Yeah. So I said it's easy to push the button.
Yours talks to you in more legible
In what circumstances would you use this over this, or vice versa?
We use this mostly for telltime with the head office. You see, I push the button, then I get a satellite on the line, and now it starts printing automatically. That is the communication satellite system in the United States, serial number, date and time, and they ask our name, and then they say go ahead, and then I just punch in the number that I want, and after that I get an indication that I'm online with that telex wherever it is in the world. Like this is the operator.